Good morning, guys. A lot of companies reporting earnings. And a lot of them have broken charts. Wow, Q's got back to their declining 10-day. Interesting. But they're getting rejected here. Still, tough range-bound market. Where less is more. Like one of the few tech stocks, like software names, that are still holding their uptrend that hasn't, you know, broken. That isn't broken. It's Square. It's one of the very few. And Shopify. They're still bravely holding their uptrends. And I guess Net also, Cloudflare. Numbers on this thing is crazy. More than 1,000% EPS and revenue growth for like 3 quarters in a row. Man, this Bitcoin flag it's just insane. This thing looks so good. I hope it starts moving soon. Catches up to Dogecoin and Ethereum. Yeah, SC is another one, yeah. Superstar stocks. Alright, good luck everyone. This Carvana looks like it wants to break down below this uptrend line. Yeah, ATC it's super thin. Great for those of you who have small accounts. Took out the opening range loads. You know, this thing could go to $50 today. It's a pig sheet too. These are known for their unwinds. Roku is absolutely not an EP. Absolutely not. It's a broken stock. EP needs to be something that breaks out the new highs. Not something that gaps up into resistance. You know, all of these moving averages are declining. Absolutely not an EP. I'm gonna show you where it had an EP. This is a good looking EP, right? This is a good looking EP. This looks like shit. Same thing with all of these, like net, gapping up into resistance. Square. They look like shit. BNTX. I was thinking about shorting it. Day 2 bounce setup. FNKO, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I saw they had earnings. Yep. Looks good. I like the semiconductors, man. They're holding up. They're holding up so well. Big flag on the weekly. Probably needs a bit more sideways though, so 20-day can come down a bit. RVLV is going higher, breaking out of this flag too. It's been surfing the 50 days. It's such a beautiful, beautiful strength in this thing. Yeah, the chip shortage, it's here, you know. It's a real thing. I think the semis will make big moves, some of them. I covered my last BTX here, not gonna hold it over the weekend. It was a good trade. It was a big trade. Or, well, percentage wise, but fortunately I only had half size. Damn, TNA also. Man, the flag structure in TNA is amazing. GBTC looks great. Let's see if this thing goes to 50 today. At ETCG. The pink sheet names can have insane unwinds. Right now it's finding support on that 20 EMA on the 60. Next support would be the 65 EMA. Tesla is not bouncing. Tech overall is very strong. Tesla is barely green on the day. Interesting. Damn, FCX. That was a miss. Oh, Elon Musk is hosting SNL this weekend? I heard something about it. I didn't realize it was this weekend. Instead of GBTC, would I consider MSTR as a proxy for Bitcoin? Yes, there's only one problem. MSTR looks like shit. And GBTC looks like a piece of a diamond. Yes. When I try triple ETFs, I always look at the unlevered instrument first. That's what guides me. Like GBTC, you know, I'm not trading this thing blindly. I'm looking at Bitcoin first. Same thing with AGQ. I'm looking at what does silver look like. Or if I trade TNA, I'm like, okay, what does Russell look like? Enva, 2 stars maybe. All right, I covered my last PRPO too. That was also a pretty decent one. And that's it. I anticipated this first red 5-minute candle. I shorted in a low 8, 790. So my average was maybe about 8. Risk was about $1, maybe a bit more. And I made almost $4 on it. On my last shares. Again, I only did half size on this one too, unfortunately. Because I wanted a little bit of a bounce on it. Damn, this TNA. Or Russell, I mean, just the way it's building higher lows and getting tighter. I mean, this is getting exciting. If it closes strong, I may take a starter, like a third size on TNA. Third size. And I will be adding as the base forms. And GBTC too. I'm thinking maybe Bitcoin breaks out over the weekend or something. I'll buy like a third size of this thing too if it closes strong. Yeah, HIMX looks good. Not for today, but if it can tighten up a little bit. Yeah, it looks good on the weekly. Yeah, it needs to tighten up a bit on the daily. This thing has insane growth, big estimates for next year. Yeah. And it's a semiconductor, yeah. When the semiconductors break out, this thing could easily double. So I started back in on the semiconductor exposure. Like a month ago, I had a lot of semiconductor exposure. I had like half of my account in AMAT, LRCX, and Soxel. And TSM I also had for a while. And now the bases look even better. And look at all these so-called, you know, these earnings gappers that gapped into these resistance areas. They're all fading now. Net. Square is kind of holding. Roku is kind of fading. RVLV is the best one of them. Best looking one. Do 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 do. I hope Bitcoin breaks out on Monday. That would be the best. Okay. Oh, ALB is coming back. What's SQM doing? I mean, this SQM, come on. It just keeps tries to break out, slams down, builds another higher low. What an annoying piece of shit. But the thing is, once it goes, it's gonna make a big move. It wouldn't surprise me if it doubles or something like that once it breaks out. But ALB needs a little bit of work though. SQM looks so good on the weekly. Oh man, it looks so good. This one, oh man, I can't believe I let this one get away from me. This Veil steel related stock. Where can you get a list of all stocks reporting for a given day? Just Google earnings calendar. I use one of these cheat services. You can use like, there's like earnings whispers, I think. This is a pretty good site. I haven't used this one in a while though. You can see the consensus, how much they beat or miss. Calendar, you can even see, you know, this is let's see, Friday the 7th. Before the open, 96 names. After it closed, 4 names. And you can just scroll through. And you can see the estimates, all of these. Yeah, estimates, and you can see the actual. And obviously you want the ones that have surprises. And also big growth. You want to see big numbers. That's how you find them. There's like 3, 4, 5 days per earnings season that just a pain in the ass because there's so many companies reporting. Like yesterday, I think was the heaviest day this earnings season. And from now, it's just gonna go down. Now the earnings season has peaked. And next Tuesday is kinda... Nah, it's not really heavy. Yeah, next week there's gonna be some, like medium amount of companies reporting, and then pretty much the earnings season will be over. And then it starts again late July. We do it all over again. Hopefully there's more opportunities. And early August, mid-August, there's a lot of names reporting too. I use the Options Hawk morning newsletter, but they don't really do the small and micro cap ones. So if you're into trading a small, which you should be, if you have a tiny account, less than $1 million, you should be focusing a lot on like the smaller stocks, because there's so much more opportunity there. But you don't need to pay for any service. Use Earnings Whispers, or I think Seeking Alpha has something, and yeah, Saks.com is another one. There's so many resources. You can just Google them and try them out yourself. And this growth stocks try to bounce, another fading. Look at ARKK getting rejected here below the 200-day. This XP looks pretty decent. Not bad at all. Oh, RHG. Hopefully this thing keeps going towards 40 or 30, 40, 50. Give us a big opportunity next week. On the other hand, ARKW, the internet ETF, ARK Internet ETF, actually found support on the rising 200-day. That's not bad. Not bad at all. MU is another one that looks amazing on the weekly. A little bit choppy on the daily. Needs a bit more time, but on the weekly, I mean, it needs more time. But this thing, like so many other semis, AMAT, LRCX, it just looks so good. Need a little bit more time. Yeah, I will definitely do something that will recharge my batteries. I'm gonna go boating. We don't have any midnight sun here. Yeah, GoPro had some earnings too, but it's too small for me. Go float your boat. Yeah, I'm gonna float my boat. I hope it floats. Is CCJ a good setup? I don't know. If you follow the instructions on the screen, you will find out. Or actually, I do know. But I'm not gonna tell you. Because you need to follow the instructions on the screen. Some of these airline stocks are starting to perk higher. Snapchat held the rising 150. That's good. Pinterest looks like it reclaimed the rising 200. That is decent. Yeah, I know, but I had to because people are so fucking lazy. I can't believe how many lazy people. They just can't read. So, you know, the only thing that drives most people is self-interest. So I thought the compliance rate would be higher if there was more self-interest involved versus read this first. There's no obvious self-interest, gains in a sentence like that. Or maybe I should change it to this. Yeah, it's very effective. What do you guys think about this? Is it better or is it worse? That's the best? Okay, I'll keep it. This SVXY has a nice flag break. This is one of the, it's in some kind of volatility instrument that goes up when the volatility is low. And obviously it goes down when the volatility is high. Not really sure how good technical analysis is on something like this, but it is kind of breaking higher. I'll probably cover Tesla here for break even or for last. I covered most of it for small profit before they close. I'll just cover the rest. The market is so strong. Down to 3 positions now. Haven't had this few in a while. Remember when I had like 30 positions? Good times. But I will probably never in my life have 30 positions again. It's a very rare occurrence. I bought a tiny starter on TNA. I'm gonna have a wide stop on it. Pretty much near the lows of yesterday. I'm gonna build it. I'm gonna, as this base starts shaping up, I'm gonna build this position. It's still Tiny starter. Tiny, like 1/6 of a position or something. Because, you know, Russell, it's kinda, it looks nice, but it's kinda not out of the, you know, we could take out the lows of today, you know, by Monday. Needs to, you know, needs a bit more. Needs to build a bit more. Let's see if this ETCG can hit 50 today. I think it can. These OTCs are known for their unwinds. It's so damn thin. But I can't trade it. I can wick Tesla. A little bit. I can wick it $1.50, no problem. No problem at all. Maybe even $2. I also wish these shippers were stronger, but you know, or not stronger, more liquid. These are all like micro and nano caps. I mean, the breakouts some of these had last, or like a few weeks ago, like EGLE here, DSX I had, yeah, DSX on the 50 here. What more are there? Man, I don't remember. Ship, is this one? No, this is like a fraud, I think. Tops, yeah, this is also some piece of shit. Wait, where? I don't even remember. Yeah, SPLK, yeah, this one too, 5-star. They had 5-star setups like a month ago or 3 weeks ago. And there's also SP's one too, yeah. Well, this was a trickier one. Like, for you guys that have smaller accounts, like, there's been a lot of opportunity the past 2 months. You know, there really has been, both EP wise and also just breakout wise. There's been, well, definitely a lot more opportunity than for me, that's for sure. No, VXX won't push the index higher. The index will push the index higher. VXX is just a derivative of a derivative based on the SPICE or SPX or something like that. That's the other way around. Well, Soxel is starting to work. It's nice. I'm actually gonna try something new. One of my moderators, Stock Daddy, uses this. He has an alert a little bit before a stop. So I'm gonna try to get away from hard stops. I have too much, way too much slippage most of the time. I'm gonna make it red, just like he uses the color red, so I'm gonna use the color red also. Wait. I'm just shamelessly copying. That's how you become successful in the stock market. You don't have to invent anything. You can just shamelessly copy. Copy the things that work. And that makes sense. I don't need it on these. Patent pending. Yeah. Yeah, the commodities have had insane runs. That's interesting. Like for me right now, I see two big opportunities, two $10 million plus opportunities, and that would be GBTC, which is obviously Bitcoin. And once it breaks higher, this flag has, it could very easily go up 50, 100%. And TNA. This thing too, why can't it go up like 50% or something if it breaks? It actually breaks higher. Two big opportunities. And the semiconductors too, like this thing, Soxel. SMH bounced nicely. It undercut, reclaimed the rising 100. Tested it again, reclaimed, and now it's kind of reclaiming the 50-day. I mean, it's showing strength. Doesn't want to go down. And this, well, I don't know. Wait, what's my size on it? It's not true. Yeah, it could be a $10 million opportunity in this one too, especially if I add. If it sets up again so I can add. So 3 potential big opportunities I see right now. But will they actually follow through? That's the big question. That's the $10 million question. Yeah, maybe. That's why I said I'll buy like a third size or something like that in GBTC if it closes strong. Or if it starts breaking this low 47 area, I'll buy like a third size. Yeah, commodities are tricky. They're better to buy when they just test the rising moving average, like the 50 or 100, or same goes for commodity related stocks. Like growth stocks are usually better to buy off breakouts, especially like the leading ones, but not necessarily. Commodities, they can be, they don't work as well off breakouts usually. What I From what I like, for example, if you look at the 2003 to 2007 bull market, or actually 2009 to 2011 too, a lot of commodities had big moves, especially 2003 to 2007. Like commodities were the leading sectors, and they were generally kind of tricky. Many of the leading names. You had to kind of buy them when they bounced off a rising moving average or something. That's why I passed on FCX, because I wasn't, I wasn't trusting this breakout. Now it's obviously working, but something like, and this breakout obviously worked, but these types of setups where it undercuts a key moving average and then reclaims. These types of setups work really well for commodity names. Where will I add full size on TNA? When the time is right. Do I have a max risk per industry slash sector? Not really. Like I had 50% of my funds in the semiconductors like a month ago. But it's not like I bought them at the same time. I bought them over a period of like a week or 2 weeks. But you kind of have to understand the risks, you know. Different sectors and industries have different risks. This EDC is triple emerging market ETF. This thing looks great on the weekly. I'm thinking with the commodities starting to run, maybe emerging markets start running too. Just in 2003 to 2007, emerging markets did much better than the US. And in this bull market the past 10 years, US has been like the superstar and emerging markets have been lagging. But man, it's thin. EM would be the unlevered one. Like you can see, emerging markets, this ETF has been pretty much been going sideways for 15 years, 16 years. And in 2003 to 2007, it had a big run. It does look good. Maybe I should do some without. How is this one of these liquid ETFs, even though it doesn't trade a lot of shares? Okay. Okay, yeah, it's one of these ETFs. I just doubled the daily volume. I'm just trying the liquidity out. Still kind of slow, but this thing should be able to double with some patience. Hmm? Well, everything keeps going up today. Pretty much everything is up today. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay. Good risk reward on this EDC. This EEM looks amazing. Just resolving this, you know, it's just surfing the 100th day and now it's kind of breaking out of this range. And the weekly looks really good. It surfs the 20 weekly. Look how it's building higher lows here, and there's a range here. And in the 2003 to 2007 bull market, kept surfing the 20 and the 50. Same thing here. Surfed the 20, built higher lows, broke this range, and went on a big run. Here it surfed the 50, built higher lows, broke this range. Whoa, what happened here? What the hell happened? Oh, went on a big run. Now obviously it's a very slow ETF. That's why I'm doing EDC, which is the levered one. Will it go this time? No idea. Elon is a master pumper. That's all I have to say. He's just so full of shit, man. But you know, people do whatever they want with their money, but if you wanna buy Dogecoin, you can buy Dogecoin. You know what the funniest thing is? All the like Bitcoin purists that are so upset that the shitcoins are running. It's hilarious. Well, Elon is entertaining. He is. He's one of the most interesting people in the world. There's no doubt about that. He does a lot of smart things, but I kind of, you know, he also does a lot of stupid things and says a lot of dumb things, but that's the way it is. What is criteria FNKO is missing? This is a 5-star setup. It looks amazing. It's breaking out on earnings. Earnings breakout. It wasn't an EP since it didn't gap up. But this is a 5-star setup. Earnings breakouts are the most powerful breakouts. Now, obviously, you had to buy it opening range highs. You know, if you buy it here, you're a moron. But you know, either the 1 minute opening range highs. But if you miss that, there was another opportunity on the 5 minute opening range highs, 23 or so. 24, that's a chase. It's like when Celsius broke out, right? Well, this was more of a traditional EP, but this one too. Or when, what was the other one? I don't remember that. Like earnings breakouts can be very, very powerful when they break out of these flags. BRC has 11% upside, 1100% upside. I think it has 1500% upside. You're a loser. 1100%? Are you bearish or something? What's wrong with you? At least 1500%. What's Brazil doing, by the way? Yeah, Brazil is strong too. Emerging markets. The failed countries are strong. What's Russia doing? No, Rus? No, wait. RSX. RSX. Yeah, strong too. What about Argentina? Is there any Argentina ETF? Maybe this one? ARG. Oh, this is a dead ETF. Argentina. This one? No one wants to buy Argentina. All these ETFs are dead. Okay. Yeah, like something like this. This is not an EP. Okay, EP needs to be something that breaks at least a few, you know, multi-month range. This thing is back where it was 3 days ago, right? Gapping up into this declining moving average. This is a loser CP. A real EP breaks a multi-month range. Something like this. Something like this. Even something like this wasn't ideal, but you know, obviously in hindsight it made a big move. But it didn't, you know, it took out the range. You know, something like this one I think I even traded this CP here. This was really good. That's a good EP, not something like this. SPH. Yeah. A lot of cups. Teacups? What kind of cups? Pichal, Portugal. Yeah. These things are breaking. Like this, all these emerging market stocks, like they've been shit for so many years. And now they're just trying to break out multi-year highs. Yeah, I think so. You know, these things go in cycles. Just like I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna Google. Let's see here. I've seen some nice charts on these emerging markets versus US versus like, let's see, SPX versus emerging markets maybe. Maybe this one? I have some of those charts in my Evernote database, but it's impossible to find them. Scale on this thing is so bad. Someone is at my door. Be right back. All right. I don't know. Okay, this is the closest I could find. This one ends in 2018, but this is like the... I wish it could go back a bit longer, but as you can see, 2003, 2007, emerging market just outperformed S&P 500 by a wide margin. And since like 2010, S&P 500 has just been straight up. And I remember this ends in 2018, you know, it's been up even more since, while emerging markets have been going sideways. But I've seen better charts that go like back to the 80s or something. Can't find it right now. Like these things go in 5-10 year cycles. In the past 10 years, the US has just outperformed, and maybe emerging markets will outperform from now on. Is this one? Let's see here. No. Oh, TNA. Damn, I should have bought more. Spot on the chart where I bought EDC. EM is mostly Asia. Maybe. Well, I'm not the new Mark Minervini because these things are not thin. These ETFs. EDC and HEQ are not thin, they're extremely liquid. But they trade low volume, so no thanks. Don't compare me to Mark Minervini. Melee tested the Rising 200 day for a second time. That's a big range during the weekly. I mean, I'm seeing, things are starting to shape up a little bit. A lot of these former growth leaders are still kind of holding their uptrends. Many are broken down, but the quality ones, they're still holding up. All right. Enough for today. Thanks for joining. Have a great weekend and see you on Monday.